You may recall that my friend gave me this nice window, and so it's time to get it installed into the workshop. I just came back from the hardware store where I bought this window sealant, and we'll be using this to get the window installed. So let's get started. The window opening is close to where this K is here. You can see it goes down to right there, over to here, and then back up to this corner. So what I need to do first is make a couple of cuts into my Tyvek here. And I'm going to locate this corner, and I'm simply going to cut up from this corner diagonally up here. The flashing or window sealer that I'm using is a 6-inch, so I'm going to come up here to the 6-inch mark right about here and just make a line there so I know that's how high my flashing is going to be. So what I'm going to do now is take my razor and make that 45-degree cut to that point right there. Okay. I'm going to move to this next side and do that same cut. Now that both of those cuts are made diagonally here, I'm going to come in to approximately the 3.5 to 4-inch mark, and I'm going to cut that all the way down. Now when I get just before the bottom, I'm going to make that same angled cut that goes towards the corner until it reaches. Do that on both sides here. Okay, so it looks kind of like an eye. Bigger at the top, smaller at the bottom. Now, I need to come across here and cut the angle from the top corner across to the other corner. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Just come across here at about the 3.5 to 4-inch mark and cut across. Okay. At the top up here, I'm going to use a small piece of Tyvek tape to hold back this flap that we have created. Just pull this up and just stick this up top here, just to hold that out of the way. And now I'm going to come back and fold in the sides and the bottom and use Tyvek tape to keep that down. Okay, there's that side. Now I like to find something to push this tape in a little better. I don't have one of those rollers that you're supposed to use. There we go. So I'm going to do that on the other side and the bottom as well. Now it's time to use the window sealant. So I'm going to pull off enough to go past the window down here by a couple of inches, like say 4 or 5 inches on each side. It looks like there to there. Okay, I'm just going to cut that. To get this piece applied, I'm going to attempt to peel off the back here. Okay, and now this is going to go up over the window by a couple of inches here, about right there. Okay, now I'm just going to start pressing that in, and it's going to be helpful to find something like a piece of 2x4 to help push that in, since I don't have the roller that you use with these. Okay, now where it's overlapped here, I'm going to cut a sliver down to the corner on both sides. Okay, and that is going to be folded inward to rest upon the seal there. Oof. Get that pushed down nice and firm. This is what it looks like closer up here. So you can see it's just pushed down into the seal, and then around here is just pushed into the Tyvek. Okay, now coming inside, I need to cut a piece that will go into this corner here and come up a couple of inches and go across a couple inches. So I'm just going to look at somewhere around 6 to 7 inch ought to do it just fine. I'm going to take this piece and put it right here in the corner. Oops. We can go on the edge is fine. Alright, up there. Probably should have gone a little bit further up the wall, but that's going to be okay as long as that corner is waterproofed in right there. And now I'm going to take my razor and come close to the edge of this and then fold it over. So there is no hole there for any water to enter in. I'm kind of bummed out because I forgot to get sealant for this install, which is kind of important, but I'm going to go ahead and install and just make sure that I really get the window sealer on there nicely. Okay, so now I've got some 2-inch screws that I'm going to be using to get this window installed here. And I'm just going to go along each side and put these in here. Like I said though, if you've got sealant, definitely use it. Okay. I broke the sleeve for my drill, and so I'm having to use without. Sometimes it's difficult to get it started. Now I've screwed in the window completely on all sides. I'm going to be cutting a piece of this window sealant to go on the side here, all the way down. So it needs to go above the window and below the window here. So let's see what we got. Just a couple inches above and a couple inches below. So this is really just like the bottom was. Just peel off the backing and then rest this along the side over here. Okay, and I'll make sure I push this in really well here. The last piece needs to go all the way across the window and past both sides here. So I'm going to cut at 4 foot, ought to do it. To finish this up, I'm just going to put the top piece across here. If I can get it started. Okay. See how far I can reach here. Oh my, not quite. Okay, definitely going to get this one pushed in nice since it's on the top. Now for the last thing, the flap up here that was taped. Just pull that loose and let it fold down, and then use your Tyvek tape to fill in, go up a bit, maybe a couple inches up here, and fill in where it's been cut there. And there we have it, the finished window installation. Except for maybe adding some sealant, which would have been nice. Let's go inside and take off all of this wrapping material and see how well it opens. See how well this stuff comes off here. Looks like there's more on the back side too. And what if I get the sticker off? Okay, hopefully it opens and closes well. I would consider that to be nice. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. That's a job well done. Let's take a look at the tolerances real quick. So the bottom down here has a little metal plate that it rests on. It looks like I've got about 1/4 of an inch in here, and it shrinks down to much less than that up here. The top, bit of a gap, I mean not much. I might could stick just a little foam in there and insulate that. And then over here, a little bit of gap up top and not much down here. So it may be just slightly out of square, but just slightly. It's super exciting to have this window installed. I think next I'm going to move to the doors and get those installed. Once I have those, I'm kind of satisfied if I had to leave this place untouched for the winter time. Now I do expect to continue working for the next month or so before it gets really cold. But having the doors and the window on are definitely a big step. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth Johnson with Land the House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.